Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 8. It is round 15, Saturday, the 12th of April, 2025. We've got match of the round 15, Port Adelaide versus Richmond at Adelaide Oval. That is going to be a cracker. Both teams are in the top 8. Let's get stuck into it. It's GWS Giants, the top seed, versus St Kilda, who are trying to get into the 8. Let's go to the first quarter of this game. Giants, they win today, then they will go 6 winning streak. Giants, they've kicked 6 goals 5 to 3 goals 2 in that first quarter. Let's go to the second quarter of this game. GWS are up by 21 points. Second quarter nearly completed. Second quarter's done. Giants have kicked 6 goals 1 to St Kilda 1-3. And at half time, Giants are up by 49 points. Let's go to the third quarter. The Giants are making a statement. They've kicked 12 goals in the first half. St Kilda only 4 goals. Third quarter, the Giants have kicked 6 goals 3 to St Kilda 1-4. And in 3 quarters, the Giants have kicked 18 goals to St Kilda 5. So the Giants kicked 6 goals 3 to St Kilda 1-4. And the Giants are leading by 78 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Maybe the Giants will get the highest score for the season. The Giants have kicked 6 goals 6 to St Kilda 3 goals 2. And the final score, the Giants have won by 100 points. So they have got a biggest winning streak of 6. The final score, 24-15, 159. The home team highest score for the season, and St Kilda have kicked 8 goals 11, 59. All right, that was just an absolute smashing by the Giants against St Kilda. Let's go to the match of the round. It's Port Adelaide versus Richmond at Adelaide Oval. First quarter nearly completed. First quarter's done. Port Adelaide have kicked 2 goals 1 to Richmond 2 goals 4. Richmond need to win this game to have any chance of still making the top 4. Second quarter underway. Second quarter completed, and we've got Port Adelaide kicking 3 goals 3 to Richmond 6 goals 2. And at half time, Richmond are leading by 20 points, 54-34. Third quarter, we've got third quarter completed. Richmond have kicked 6 goals 4 to Port Adelaide 5-2. And at 3-quarter time, Richmond are leading by 28 points. All right. So Richmond, they could move into the top 4 if they win this match. And in the end, Richmond have won by 27 points. Final scores, Port Adelaide 11-9, 75 to Richmond 15-12, 102. And that puts Richmond in the top 4 for now. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Sydney versus Carlton at the SCG. Sydney, they need to keep on winning. Carlton, they are in 12th spot. The first quarter's completed. We've got Sydney kicking 3 goals 5 to Carlton 4-2. So Carlton are leading by 3 points, 26-23. Second quarter underway. Second quarter completed. Carlton, they've kicked 4 goals 3 to Sydney 1-3. And at half time, Sydney are down by 21 points, 32-53. Now, Carlton, if they do win, they will move into the 8, and it'll be up to the other teams to try and chase them. Okay, Sydney have kicked 6 goals 3 to Carlton 4-6. And at three-quarter time, Sydney are down by 12 points. Carlton 83 to Sydney 71. Let's go to the last quarter to see who will win this game. Both teams need to win. And that's important to both sides. But Carlton in the end have won by 16 points. Carlton final score 13-17-95 to Sydney 11-13-79. So Sydney have let one go. Carlton are in the top 8 at the moment on good percentage. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Western Bulldogs versus Gold Coast Suns at Marvel Stadium. Now, Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast need to win to make sure that they might have a final 8 spot. So Western Bulldogs first quarter 2-1 to Gold Coast 2-5. Let's go to the second quarter of this game. It's coming down to the last 3 rounds to see who will make the top 8. So Western Bulldogs have kicked 3 goals 1 to Gold Coast 3-2. And at half time, Gold Coast are up by 5 points, 37-32. Let's go to the third quarter of this game. This is going to be a close one, I think. Western Bulldogs have kicked 4 goals 6 to Gold Coast 4 goals 4. And at three-quarter time, Gold Coast are up by 3 points, 65-62. Let's go to the last quarter to see who will win this match. Bulldogs, they win. They're in the top 8. And in the end, Gold Coast have won by 20 points. Gold Coast, they've got final scores 14-15-99 to the Western Bulldogs, 11-13-79. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Fremantle versus Collingwood. Now, Carlton stay in the top 8. Western Bulldogs, they move down. Gold Coast move up. First quarter's done. Fremantle, they've kicked 3 goals 6 to Collingwood 4-6. Collingwood need to be on the winners list today if they want to play finals in season 8. Second quarter has completed. Fremantle, they've kicked 4 goals 1 to Collingwood 3 goals 3. And at half time, Collingwood are up by 2 points, 51-49. So this will be another close game. And we've got third quarter completed. Fremantle, they've kicked 6 goals 1 to Collingwood 6-4. And it's 5 points of difference. Collingwood's way, 91-86 at three-quarter time. Let's go to the last quarter to see who will win this game at Optus Stadium. Fremantle in the 8. Collingwood want to get in the 8. And in the end, Fremantle have won this game by 7 points. They were just too strong at home. Fremantle final score 18-9, 117 to Collingwood 16-14, 110. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Essendon versus Adelaide Crows. Now, Adelaide, they need to win this game to have any chance of making the top 8. And we've got Adelaide, they've kicked 3 goals 4 to Essendon 2-1 in the first quarter. Adelaide are 9 points up, 22-13. Go to the second quarter. Second quarter, Adelaide, they've kicked 5 goals 2 to Essendon 4-2. At half time, We've got Essendon down by 15 points, 39 to 54. Adelaide's way. Third quarter underway. Third quarter's completed. Adelaide, they've kicked 5 goals, 2 to Essendon, 1-1. And that puts Adelaide in a good lead of 40 points. I don't think they'll lose from here. 86 to Essendon, 46. Let's go to the last quarter to see how much Adelaide will win by. And in the end, Adelaide have won by 44 points. They kicked 4 goals, 2 to Essendon, 3-4 in that last quarter. Final score, Essendon 10-8, 68 to Adelaide 17-10, 1-12. All right, that's exciting. Adelaide have pushed Carlton outside the 8 at the moment. So it's very, very close. Let's go to the next game. It's Brisbane versus Melbourne at the Gabba. Let's go to the first quarter. First quarter, Brisbane have kicked 3 goals, 5 to Melbourne, 2 goals, 2. Brisbane are up by 9 points, 23 to 14. Let's go to the second quarter. Brisbane need a win today to have any chance. Melbourne, they've kicked 6 goals, 5 in that second quarter to Brisbane, 1-2 at half-time. Brisbane are down by 24 points, 31 to 55. Third quarter. Nearly completed. Okay, Melbourne have kicked 5 goals, 2 to Brisbane, 2 goals, 4. And Brisbane are down by 40 points, 47 to 87. I think Melbourne's going to win this game by some margin. Last quarter completed. Melbourne have won by 34 points at the Gabba. Brisbane final score 9-12-66 to Melbourne 15-10, 100. Well, that puts Brisbane in a difficult position. I don't think with only 2 rounds to go, they've got low percentage. I don't think they'll make the 8 for season 8. All right, let's go to Hawthorn versus North Melbourne at the Marvel Stadium. First quarter nearly completed. We've got Hawthorn kicking 4 goals, 4, 28 to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 4, 22. So Hawthorn are in front by 6 points. Second quarter has been completed. Hawthorn, they've kicked 2 goals, 6 to North Melbourne, 2-5. And at half time, Hawthorn are up by 7 points, 46 to 39. Let's go to the third quarter of this game. Third quarter nearly completed. And Hawthorn have kicked 3 goals, 1 to North Melbourne, 1-5. And at three-quarter time, Hawthorn are up by 15 points, 65 to 50. Low scoring. We've got last quarter nearly completed. Okay, Hawthorn have won by 18 points. They kicked 3 goals, 5 to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 2. Final scores Hawthorn 12-16 to 88 to North Melbourne 9-16 70. All right, let's go to the last game of the round for round 15. It is West Coast versus Geelong. First quarter has been completed. Geelong have kicked 3 goals, 2 to West Coast, 2 goals, 2. West Coast, if they don't win this game, they will have the wooden spoon for season 8. Second quarter has been completed. West Coast, they've kicked 1 goal, 6 to Geelong, 3 goals, 3. And at a half time, Geelong are up by 15 points, 41 to 26. Earlier today, GWS Giants have won by 100 points against St Kilda, 159 to 59. Third quarter completed against West Coast and Geelong West Coast could kick 4-1 to Geelong 4-3. 17 points the difference. 3-quarter time for Geelong. Last quarter for round 15, season 8. And in the end, West Coast have got over the top. They've kicked 6 in the last quarter to Geelong, 2-1. And West Coast final score 13-15-93 to Geelong, 12-9-81. West Coast were trailing all game, and in the last quarter they've put on 6. So at the moment, West Coast are on the bottom. They're a game short from North Melbourne. All right, so we've got GWS Giants on top, 2 games clear. They're on 12 wins, 3 losses. We've got Port Adelaide second on 40 points. Essendon in third on 38. And Fremantle, they're in the top 4 on 36. And then we've got Richmond just outside the top 4, just on less percentage than Fremantle, same points. And then we've got Geelong, who lost a critical game at the Optus Stadium against West Coast. They're down in position 6. And then we've got Sydney and Adelaide in the top 8. We've got Sydney, the number 1 offense team, in 7th spot. And then we've got GWS Giants, the number 1 defense team, being on top, 2 games clear. And then GWS have got the biggest winning streak of 6. So that, I would say that Giants will have the minor premiership with only two games to go. So they would have to lose the 2 games by a huge margin to lose their top spot. So match of the round for round 16 is the Giants versus the Cats at Giant Stadium. So that is a critical game for the Cats to have any chance of making the top 4. Well, that concludes round 15. We'll see you next time for round 16, Wednesday, 16th of April, 2025.